Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Hello and welcome as the XSLR Championship returns for round 16 and the final round of the championship as we head to sunny Florida and Volusia Speedway Park, live and exclusive here on Apex Racing TV. Although Volusia Speedway Park has undergone numerous transformations throughout its 52 years of existence. One thing that hasn't changed, the 12 straight nights of racing and action that comes from the annual Dirt Kart Nationals every February. I'm Tim Cox, we've got Jonathan Grabowski in the production booth, but right now I'm joined, as always, by Adam Thompson. Adam, the original track's owner, Benny Corbin, he was a Korean War vet, the first found refuge in motorsport as a racer, driving sprint cars, and guess what? Midgets as well. So how fitting is it that we ran out a championship that was founded by a US vet and with strong connections to midgets?
Well, it is. I apologize. It is pretty cool that we are rounding this out with a US vet starting getting into midgets, I should say, but it also goes to show you why this is what it is. This is definitely more of an American scene, these dirt ovals. But I'm telling you what, Tim, when we get into the race here, I've run quite a few laps around this track, and as exciting as what we've seen in the past, I hope it holds true today. But as we're watching Paul Mikolajczyk, I think, drive around the track right now, you can see that inside line is going to be where it's at. So it's one of those things, Tim, that I just don't know. We'll see how the passing goes, but you can see how that starts to flatten out on the top side of the track there.
It's going to be interesting in this, really, really long. I mean, the back straight is almost a bit of a curve in its own right, to be fair. So, make things a little bit tricky passing. It's really Eric Whitner trying to have a little trip into the grandstands there and wrestle his way out of the catch fencing. I'm going to be honest with you, Adam. I'm a little bit sad coming into this one because we've had so much fun covering this series, and I'm going to be sad to see it, come to an end. It's we've had such a laugh and seen great action all the way and excitement, and I think Mikolajczyk just putting in the wall right at the end of practice just summed things up nicely. There's how it's been like for the past few weeks, well, months really, as the season has progressed.
These races, every single one of the races we've had this season, and we've had 16 of them, not a single one has not caused some type of drama. And it's a good thing. I mean, it's good to have racing like that. Obviously, all of the drivers here, all of the drivers in XSLR, when you get into online racing, I mean, I would assume it's like that in normal racing as well. You just have people that, just a bunch of different personalities, and that comes to cause as Robert Schwenkler's trying to hold on to the car. Looks like he's got it held on for now. So, yeah, it just comes... It comes to a head sometimes, and there are definitely some personality clashes, but everybody gets along really well in this league. And I mean, and it goes to show that some of the racing we've had, with the exception of Cam Peterson, has been very good. We all knew who was going to win the championship from the go, but congratulations to Cam, by the way, on that season championship. But I am sad to see it come to an end, but we'll be back. We're kind of going to have to get our ducks in a row here and see where we're going with it. But yeah, I promise you this is not the end.
Oh, as we have a phrase in the UK that's really fitting. All good things have to come to an end at some stage, and I think that's a really nice way to surmise things of what we've experienced. And well, we've got the usual fast and frantic format for you tonight, as always. Qualifying not too far away, around about 1 minute 30 left in practice before the drivers have 2 laps. That'll be a fast and furious affair. Average lap times looking around at the 17-second mark here, low 17 seconds, to give you some idea of best laps. So Eric Whitner currently heading up the best time in practice with a 17.1, well, 0.7 is actually his fastest, and 17.25 for Mike Sorum. So incredibly tight as always. So qualifying will be done and dusted in the flash before we head out into heats, and then much more longer. If I say longer, it's not exactly due to the fast nature and the shortness of the circuits here, and then we'll be done for a close. And big question, Adam. Can we get through the whole of the final race without it going yellow?
So here's the thing. We only have, as you can see, 6 drivers. Should be 7 or 8, I believe. We should have a few more drivers than that. We'll see. And all of these drivers that are here tonight are very, very good dirt racers. So we'll see, with the exception of Rob Schwenkler, who isn't the biggest fan of the dirt. And James Keir also, I don't know if he's actually going to join and race or not, but if those two can keep things clean, I have a sneaky suspicion we might be able to go without a yellow. But there are going to be people fighting for the championship as well. For second place, we've got Paul Mikolajczyk and Josh Klog. Mikolajczyk has 279 points and Klog has 266. I do apologize for not getting this into Apex, but that is going to be the closest battle on track. So between those two, it's going to be super interesting to see what Mikolajczyk and Klog can do. Basically, we have to rely on Mikolajczyk, which is not what you want, to get a 5-point penalty. If XSLR finds that an incident, if you're at fault for an incident, you get 5 points deducted from your championship total. With there only being 8 drivers tonight, 7, not including me, that's the only way that's going to happen is if Mikolajczyk gets blamed or gets put at fault for an incident. So it's actually looking like things are pretty locked up here in the championship. So with that being said, we may actually go full green. I don't know if people are going to race as hard.
Tempted fate. I'm sure we're bound to see a yellow at some stage. You know how it works. It's always the case, but qualify underway. We've got a couple of drives out on the track as Sorum. That is the time to beat. 17.47. Schenkler just beating that with a 17.3. They're going again. I think Mikolajczyk, he's on the off track or a tap of the wall on his lap, so he's not set a time. It's been deleted even his first time. This is coming around to complete, and no improvement from Schwenkler or Sora. We'll see what Mikolajczyk does. Well, there you go. Only needs one attempt to stick it on provisional pole position with a 17.2. A tenth quicker than Schwenkler, but he's now taking the track. Likewise is Klog as well. We have a quick mention of one of the many sponsors we have for this series. Generous amount of sponsors. Nexus Fab. Nexus Fabrication specialise in metal fabrication and manufacturing for commercial, residential and custom projects, as well as signage, furniture and metal repair work. You find out more about them by heading across to nexusfab.com. Well, that's just in time because Jimmy Howard's just about to cut the timing beam, and that is well, yeah, oh, there we go. I was about to say no time set on his first lap, but there we go. Just squeeze it in, and Klog just going behind him, 3rd and 4th best right now for those two. As they come around to complete another lap, what can Howard do? Can he move up through the standings? Well, yes, he can, but it's only good enough for second. 200ths of a second slower than Mikolajczyk, and well, I think we can safely see what's happened to Klog there. No improvement for him. He's going to remain 4th.
Yeah, no, these two drivers here, Mikolajczyk and Howitt, I've been doing a bunch of practice races with Howitt, and he is very quick in these cars. So this should be a battle, and if you guys remember, there was a little bit of argy-bargy on the last race at Lernerville, and that caused quite a bit of friction between Howitt and Mikolajczyk. So we'll have to see how they get on here. It should be interesting here at the beginning of the race to see how cleanly they're able to race each other. But I mean, they're midgets, so they don't go very fast.
No, and this is your grid. We've got Mikolajczyk and Howard on the front row, with Schwenkler and Klog on the second row. Sorum and Whitner make it your 3rd row, and Tyler Coates, he's coming in the back row by himself. As yourself, Mr. Thompson has joined the session.
My bad, guys.
Drivers, these things happen. Doesn't matter too much. And while the guys are just gridding up and about to head out on their pace lap, let's have a quick mention of one of our sponsors for this series, Dangerous. Dangerous are a top 3D visualization firm, especially in high quality 3D product CAD, package rendering services and photorealistic product visuals. They specialise in automotive subjects and have extensive industrial and consumer product design experience. Let them help you visualise, promote and communicate your design by heading across to Danger Russ, double S on the end, and .net to find out more about their great company. So it's just the one heat this evening and 8 laps. What's the worst that could happen, Adam? I'm sure it's
Don't say that.
I'm sure it's going to be fast. It's going to be frantic. They're going to have elbows. I don't think they're going to be out. I think quite possibly even sharpened after, like you say, what we saw last time out at Lernerville. And, well, it's time to grab a cold one out of the cooler and sit back and enjoy what's going to be some absolutely epic racing.
I apologize. Everybody was waiting on me there because I joined as a driver. I'm sorry, but we're back now. Yeah, so this should be a great race, especially so these starts, like I mentioned, that inside line is going to be basically the faster line around here, especially before the track slicks off. We do only have 7 drivers in tonight. So it could be pretty interesting to see how much the track slicks off. It won't slick off that much here in this heat race, but when it's still a tacky track, that's what we call this, even though it's not very tacky. The car wants to slide up, especially on the exit of turn 4. The car wants to slide up and nab the wall on that start-finish straight. So it's gonna, if these two can stay side by side, how it Mikolajczyk through turns 1 and 2 and through the rounded back stretch and back again across the front stretch, that may be where we see some contact. But hey, I'm just looking forward to it.
You need to be really careful because these midgets are quite volatile, aren't they, when you make contact with them? And you see them, you know, we've seen it so often with them on their roof, upside down, inside out at times, spinning out of control. And it's going to be so crucial to just trying to get that clean race in, but equally, you know, you can find yourself from going from the back of the grid to the front and vice versa incredibly quickly. But pace track just about to pull in. Let's get ready to go racing in the final heat of the season. And we are green, and Howard, well, practically wheeling there off the start line. Mikolajczyk, he's going to get caught.
Wow.
It looks like Howard does the slide job of it in spectacular fashion. And Mikolajczyk, he's going to lose the place.
Coach is trying to slide him. Whoa, my goodness, this is way more intense than I thought it was going to be. The final race of the season. Like how Mikolajczyk has lost 2 positions as Mikolajczyk tries to fight back down on the inside there of, oh, that's Schwenkler, not Coates. I apologize. Schwenkler is actually very quick today, which I did not expect up there in 2nd place.
Coates made contact in the background. I think it was with Clog. Just a tiny tap and Midgets come together like that. You set one of them to go spinning and looks like Mikolajczyk could lose another place here. He's in a bit of trouble. He's being held up on Winkler and his contact, but they somehow make it through. And now Soren's on the attack. He's going to get the move done.
That outside line is not where Mikolajczyk wants to be. He has to get down to the inside line as quick as possible or he's going to lose another position here to Sorum. Because the track flattens out at the top, he's not, if he can get a run here, which it looks like he's going to be able to, Mike's not going to be able to slide him here. But if Mike can throw a slider there on Paul and get that position, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Paul is going to settle back down there in 4th place at the moment.
4 to go. Howard extending his lead nearly a second over Schenkler. Then it's Clog, Mikolajczyk, Sorum, Whitner, and Coates running at your 7-car field here. What's going to be, I'm sure, some battles remaining 3 to go from Volusia.
Whoa!
Settling down a little bit. Well, I say that. It all starts kicking up again. The 13 and the 38 of Clog and Mikolajczyk. Wow!
So it looks like Clog went wide. All he had to do was go wide in one corner, and that just sucked everybody back together. Schwenkler must have had a bit of a bobble, which brought Schwenkler closer to Mikolajczyk, or closer to Clog. But now Clog, if he can hold that inside line, which that's too far inside, is he going to be able to stay off the wall? But looks like oh no! Final corner, and Clog loses it.
Oh yeah, he did. He tumbled down through the order. He didn't quite make it. There's the checkered flag. Flies. Howard takes the victory Schenkler, Mikolajczyk, Sorum, Whitner, Clog, and we'll get you some classified official results in a second, but wow, I think if that's anything to go by, that midfield battle is so intense. There's your results. Howard taking the victory by 1.5 seconds in the end. Schenkler in second, Mikolajczyk third, then Soren, Whitner, Clog, and Coates. Wow, it's so tight in that midfield, Adam.
It is. So we're going to have to see what exactly happens here on the start, because we watched Mikolajczyk lose 4 positions. He started in first, mind you, and how it was able to get the inside line. How it now starts on the inside. So we'll see if Schwenkler and Sorum can try to hold on around the outside. But the way Jimmy Howitt powered around the outside of Mikolajczyk there in the first heat, we may see something. That outside line may be where it's at. But as you saw, once you start getting towards the outside, it is not that, it's not very hard. Or it is extremely hard to get passes done and to not get past. You've got to get down on that inside line as quick as possible. But as the track slicks up, it will get better.
Yeah, it's a bit of tricky in these early stages. You really have to almost wrestle with these midgets, don't you? It's a real challenge. While we're on the pace lap, let's have a mention of another one of our sponsors for this series, the Czech Duranic Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Crohn's and Colitis Foundation is a non-profit, volunteer-fueled organisation dedicating to finding cures for Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis and improving the quality of life of children and adults affected by these diseases. You can find out more about them, the great work that they do, by heading across to the Crohn's Colitis Foundation.org.
Real quick mention, Alex Robbins here in the YouTube chat. Yeah, man, so tonight there's only 7 drivers racing. It's the final race of the season, and most points have been locked up. So a lot of the drivers just don't see the need to come in here and probably try to stay out of the way of guys that are still racing for points. So yeah, we do normally have more than this, but as seasons start to go at the end, as they start to, in the waning few races, you start to lose a bit of participation.
However, we still have got, that battle's still open between Clog and Mikolajczyk, haven't we? So still not everything quite done and dusted, but I mean, they're still starting, a bit apart. It's definitely advantage Mikolajczyk, but let's get ready to go racing for the final time this season, because we are green here at Volusia, and Howard already pulling away, but Schenkler, he's looked in a right battle with Mikolajczyk, but here comes Clog. Look, he's coming up through the field early on, and he's now tucked up right behind his championship rival, Mikolajczyk.
Ooh!
Wow. They're just about zipping together here, aren't they, Adam? And somehow, I mean, if they're not careful, we're going to see yellow, but it's just settling down a little, but you're never too far away from things kicking all off again in an instant.
No, as it looks like Mikolajczyk gets into the side of Schwenkler, and this is a huge wreck.
Wow, a massive wreck. I didn't quite catch who it was, but we had midgets on top of one another and on their side and absolutely everywhere, didn't we? It's these cars are, well, Larry and it's so volatile and move around so much, and geez, the open tyres as well. It's so easy to have collisions and things to go out of control incredibly quickly. So let's take a look at the replay. Let's see if this gives us some clues. So we're on board with Tyler Coates. And that is the 13 just ahead of us. So Josh Clog. Ooh, wow.
It looks like Clog hopefully made it through there okay, but I think the original incident was between Schwenkler and Mikolajczyk there at the front of the pack. I think Schwenkler just came from the top side to the bottom, may have not realized Mikolajczyk was there and caused that caution. And with caution laps not counting here, the timing line is at the start-finish line, so everybody that wrecked will get their positions back.
This is Mikolajczyk. He made the contact, didn't he? And that was with, I think it was Schwenkler, wasn't it? He made the contact with. Schenkler then ended up in the air and almost over the top, but so just a different angle. So looking down from above from the chopper, there's Mikolajczyk, and see, ran it in deep and then just had the door shut in his face. And wow, Mike saw him. I think he went underneath Schrenkler there, didn't he? How lucky was he?
Yeah, Mike was definitely holding his breath there, but it looks like he was able to get through there okay. Just depends on how much damage all of these guys are going to have now, everybody that was involved in that incident. But to be honest, these things do, when you make contact, as you mentioned, Tim, they do get pretty squirrely under contact, but they are also tanks. So they can take a whole lot of damage.
Let's get ready to go racing. Once again, they are under green again. And wow, look at them, 2 wide, 3 wide in the background, out of turn 1 and 2. And look at
wow.
18. What a move from Josh Clark. He sent it from a mile back and he's into second. He's one position ahead of Mikolajczyk.
And here comes Coach now on the inside. That was close.
Just about to buy contact with the wall in the background there. I think it was Schenkler. Still under green conditions, and Mikolajczyk, it was advantage to him early on. Right, much ahead of Clog on the grid. Now he's got all of his work to do. Got 25 laps remaining. Out of the 30. Advantage Clog.
Yeah, this is good for Clog right now. He's got Coates in between him and Mikolajczyk. This will definitely help his championship points. He needs a little bit more than this. He's going to have to win the race, and Mikolajczyk's going to have to finish 4th. So he needs one more position to be able to take this championship away if Mikolajczyk stays in 4th position. So this is a big deal. He's got to try to find a way to catch Jimmy Howett. And how quick Jimmy Howett is today, I don't see it happening. And you've got Tyler Coates breathing down your neck as well. We'll see exactly what Tyler can do here on Clog. It looks like he might have a line, but he's going to be super careful. He does not want to get involved in this championship battle going on, I don't think.
It's almost after Schrenkler, because as we passed by Sorum and now headed to the pit, so clearly some sort of damage there. We're still in the green conditions. 22 to go here at Volusia in Florida. Who is going to come out on top? And Mikolajczyk just starting to drop back a little bit right now from Clog. And of course, he's got Coates and that 407 Midget right in between him. This is going to take a big ask from Mikolajczyk, but equally, you know, Whitner, he's not far behind. He's going to start to come under pressure, but this could be the move here. Coates runs in a bit too deep. And that gap is closed right up now, but Clog has now got a bit of breathing space between himself and Coates, and this could be his chance just to, you know, lay down some accurate lines and start to pull away and just concentrate on what Howard's doing ahead of him. He's hardly mentioned him in all race. Now nearly 8/10 of a second out in the league and just cruising here.
Yeah, Howard's definitely definitely doing exactly what he has to. He did get a little wide there, but so did Clog behind him, so that's not going to hurt him too badly. Clog has to be careful. Clog can only do what Clog can do right now. He's got to try to make this time up on Howard, but maybe, just maybe, you hope that that Mikolajczyk gets into an incident, because as of this moment, with Clog in 2nd place, if Mikolajczyk finishes 5th or better, he does take 2nd place in the championship. So right now, with Clog in 2nd, Mikolajczyk will take 2nd. If Clog can get up into 1st, that all of a sudden changes things. Josh Clog will become the XSLR Season 3 2nd place finisher throughout the championship. So this is very close, but we can see them right now. Looks like Coates is going to try to make a move here on the inside of Clog.
This could really change things and make Clog's life even harder, because he's being absolutely enveloped by Coates right now. And to be fair, Clog's not really getting away from Howard. So Howard's not really getting away from caution. Oh, this changes things. 2nd caution, but 15 to go. I think it's got to be Sorum, hasn't it? Because he's right in the, just in the foreground there. The 69 Midget.
Oh, he just lost it.
Losing the right around there.
Yeah, I wonder if he had a little bit of damage before that point, because he was falling way off the pace. So we'll have to kind of see. Yeah, that's That was Schwenkler and Sorum that I think caused maybe Schwenkler to go into the pits. Now you wonder if Sorum had some damage from that incident, that contact as well.
We're seeing a replay right now. So that's Schwenkler. So Schwenkler loses the rear end. And, well, that was a big thud Sorum had at his rear end. That's surely going to cause at least, well, it's not going to be broken suspension. Oh, and then second contact as well.
Yeah, that hurts.
We are back under caution for the second time. We've got 15 to go. It's not until we get inside the last 10 laps that restarts become single file. So Howard, after building was nearly 9/10 of a second gap over Clog in second, got his work all to do yet again to pull away.
This is starting to look like some midget wrestling, isn't it? All these guys just running into each other right now.
Yeah, they're really having to, you know, struggle to wrestle with the car, aren't they, at times? And I think that's due to the way that the track's evolving, that, you know, the midgets aren't gripping to the track as well. You know, as you mentioned, you get that slicker line, or it's actually helping them.
It definitely is. We'll have to see how, as the track does get a little slicker, maybe they're maybe those tires will be able to grip up just a little more. I mean, these things, they are midgets, so they're super light, so they should be able to grip up to this track even better as we're going green again. And speaking of grip, look at the start that Clog gets. Schwenkler's on his side already, and Mikolajczyk down the middle.
Oh, Mikolajczyk saw the gap, and oh, we've gone caution again, and that Schwenkler out of the pits and straight back in again. And we are under caution for the third time. Wow. I mean, Mikolajczyk got a blistering start. Let's look at the replay. So there's a bit of argy-bargy and a bit of contact. Oh, Schwenkler just too busy concentrating on what was happening on the left. Collided the wall and flipped out of control onto his roof. He's back into the pits, and we are under yellow once again.
So the good thing with the way that these dirt races are set up, caution laps don't count. So even if you're in the pits in iRacing with caution laps not counting, depending on how long it takes Schwenkler to get towed around to his pit box, there are 2 quick repairs here in XSLR. So if he can get back out before this goes green, he should be on the same lap. But we'll have to see what happens with him to see if he can get that thing repaired in time.
The truck will be in on the next lap. What can Howard do? Can he pull away again? I mean, Mikolajczyk got a blistering start. Can he recreate that yet again? Can Clog a little bit napping, but equally Coates, he had a cracking start as well.
Well, you've got right now, Clog is in the position, but we have seen this outside line get a better grip and start off of
earlier, weren't you? Yes.
When the lights go green. So we'll have to see exactly what Clog can do here. If he can get in between, if Howitt can get in between Clog and Mikolajczyk here, that is going to do nothing but help Clog out, because Tyler Coates right behind him is not a slow driver either. So we're about to go green again. We're going to see exactly what happens here, but this should be a barn burner down to the finish. This is a big deal.
Excitement and anticipation is reaching fever pitch here at Volusia as we get ready to go racing once more, and we're green, and Howard doesn't hang around this time, but look at Clog, he's really coming on. Well, so it's Clog, he's got Howard napping, apologies about that one. Clog has taken the victory, Mikolajczyk's in third. Now, what does that mean for the championship, Adam?
So this is a big deal, but Mikolajczyk right now is still winning this thing. What he needs, where did Tyler Coates go? It looks like Tyler Coates has made it. Caution. Yes, he has gotten into an incident here.
We have gone under caution once more, and this is where it gets a little bit trickier. Does he make contact with Mikolajczyk? Oh no, not too busy on catching too busy concentrating on Mikolajczyk on the inside, and he's got it into the wall, flipped out of control. He's back up and running, 4 wheels on his wagon.
Well, Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down, I think is a perfect explanation of what we just saw here with Tyler Coates flipping everywhere, lands back on his wheels. These midgets they have a pretty low center of gravity, so they are able to get back onto their wheels pretty easily. Most of the time. Sometimes they don't so much, but that will help Coates. He's going to come into the pits, get a quick repair, and still be out on this lead lap. We'll have to see where he goes. But right now, Eric Whitner now has to get in between Clog. Well, Eric Whitner and Jimmy Howitt need to be in between Clog and Mikolajczyk for Clog to take this second place. Clog needs to win this race. Mikolajczyk needs to finish this in fourth somehow. So we'll have to see how this goes. Lights are still on, so they're going to go around one more time.
This is where it's tricky, isn't it? Because we're still outside of the last 10 laps, so we will be starting once again in 2x2 formation behind the pace car, and when we go green, so until we're inside that last 10, that will be starting in single file. So, I mean, Howard, I'm sure he's not going to be a mug this time. He's not going to want to have Clog out in front of him, but what can Clog do? Of course, he's going to be on that inside line, and you can bet your bottom dollar he's going to absolutely nail this start to make sure that he's still out in the lead, and then just whatever happens behind him. Ooh, there's a bit of contact there between Howard and Clog. Howard's just saying, you know, I'm here. I'm not going away. I'm not going to make this easy for you.
Oh, that was a good start by Howitt.
Wow, and look at just in the background there. Mikolajczyk's got an absolutely appalling start. He's down to 6th. He's down to 6th, and Clog's in second. Wow,
that gives Clog the championship. That gives Clog the championship second place at the moment. But we got Eric Whitner coming, and he's coming in a hurry. And Whitner is no slouch in these cars. Got Tyler Coates right behind Whitner, though. We'll see if Tyler Coates and Whitner start battling. This is going to help Clog. Basically, Clog is going to run on the outside. This is Whitner's corner now. Clog holds him on the inside. Whitner's not able to get it done. Coates is going to have to do something here pretty quick on Whitner. Man, this is going to get close.
This is getting loud. It's getting loud. We've got 9 to go here for Volusia.
Oh!
This is going to be a yellow, surely.
No way there's no yellow that comes out there.
Wow. I'm not sure how we've avoided a yellow there, but we've got 8 to go. Howard leads from Clog, Coates, Zoro. Mikolajczyk's back up into 5th now. Am I right in saying, Adam, that means that Mikolajczyk still takes it over Clog?
Now Clog needs to take first place. Has got to win this race to take second in the championship. That's the only way Clog can win this at this point. And it looks like he's catching Howitt slowly. Howitt got a little bit loose on the high line, but with Sorum and Coates battling right here, that's going to give Mikolajczyk a chance to get back up to the rear of them. He has got to get into third place if Clog wins this race. But at this moment, yes, Mikolajczyk is going to be second place and take home the $150 prize here for second place. Sorry, $300 prize for second place.
Oh, yellow. We've got yellow again.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. This changes things a little, potentially. So Eric Whitner is a driver that's caused us to go yellow and
man.
Wow.
Oh, Whitner just full throttled it into the track, made sure to get upside down. Yeah, he's making sure to bring the yellow out at this point, and he does. So that's, hey, man, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But, yeah, yellow with 5 to go. This is going to be a single file restart this time. This is not going to be what Mikolajczyk wants there in 5th place. Now, Clog, on the other hand, can get a pretty good start maybe, but Mikolajczyk's got to get around 2 cars if Clog only has to get around 1 here.
Let's not forget, we're going to be restarting in single file because we're inside the last 10 laps here. Clog, I'm sure he'll be wanting to snatch that first place back off Howard after the restart. Howard caught Clog completely and utterly napping on the last one. But equally, as much as those two will be battling out, Mikolajczyk as well, he's now in prime position to mount an attack early on Sorum and Coates, you know, because you know Sorum's going to be really, really trying to take it to Coates in that 407 midget, and I think
so
we've
here's
probably got more of a chance of understanding what's going to happen if we just wrote all their names on a piece of paper, threw them up in the air, and decided it that way.
So what you have to think about is Mikolajic's racing for a championship right now, for second place in the championship. Sorum and Coates are racing for a podium position. So with Sorum and Coates battling, that could help or hurt Mikolajic. What Mikolajic doesn't want to do is get involved in any incidents that Sorum and Coates may get into while they're racing for that podium. Mikolajic, if Clog can get around Howitt, Mikolajic needs third place to win or to take second place in the championship. So this is how close this is going to be right now. We'll see. And I have seen Howitt start to get a little bit high on some of the corners, but we're going green. We're about to find out.
Indeed. As we get ready to go green once again for Volusia, and Howard not hanging around, but equally Clog just coming along for the ride. But Mikolajic's past Sorum, he's managed to do it, and that really changes things. Now Clog's got to go for the win, but Sorum's on the attack up the inside, and Mikolajic is just trying to squeeze him, and Mikolajic holds on around the outside. 3 to go here at Volusia, and still all to play for because Clog is all over the rear of Howitt.
This is big here. We'll see what Howitt can do if he can hold it together. He was getting a little squirrely there on that last lap. Check Paul Mikolajic back there, see what he can do on Coates. But he has got to get around. Right now, Paul Mikolajic is taking second in the championship. If Clog gets around Howitt, which he got within a 1/10 of a second right there, Howitt gets a little wide. Clog is there. Clog is close. We'll see exactly what happens here with Howitt. Howitt gets sideways. This is going to be close. Clog has one more chance to make this move on Howitt, or Paul Mikolajic does take second chance. Did Jimmy just get wide?
He's just run wide. But Mikolajic's in 4-4, and that's the checkered flag. Drama right to the very last corner of the last lap of the last round of the championship.
Jimmy looks like he just sent it in there on the high line and got up there in those marbles. You can see the flat side of the track up there on the high side, and he just couldn't get the car to turn. Unbelievable. When he gets it back in, is Coates going to get around how it is? No, Coates was able. Coates took third place, so that is Clog, Howitt, and Coates there on the podium. Wow. Well,
as we said, it's unanimous. At the same time, there, I won't jinx you at all, Adam, but I think that just sums up what we've just seen tonight nicely. So Clog takes the victory from Howard. Coates grabs the last podium place for the last race of the season. We've got Mikolajic in 4th, Sorum 5th, Schrenkler 6th, 4 laps down, Whitner 5 laps down, and that's like your 7-car grid as the party piece of the midgets begin by doing donuts pretty much right on the spot.
yeah, that's a very spinny midget that we just saw. Look at that thing go there by Josh Clog. I think he looks pretty happy. Thing is spinning pretty quick right now. But yeah, that's Clog. Unbelievable. I did see Jimmy getting wide there before that caution came out, and that's where Clog was making up his time. But man, you would think Jimmy would have tried to get into that final corner just a little slower, maybe take it a little more conservatively, but I guess Jimmy just tried to make a run, and you can see Clog closes up there on coming out of turn 2, and Jimmy just holding it, starts to get the spin, gets up there on the flat part of the track, tries to turn the wheel down, and it just won't turn. Unbelievable. For the championship, for second place, as Coates almost gets down to the inside of Howitt as well. It could not end any better than that. That is unbelievable racing by this guys, and I am so glad to be a part of this.
Wow, I mean, with a smaller grid tonight, some may have thought that we wouldn't have any action out on track, but wow, we definitely did. And let's have a little chat to our victor here this evening, Josh Clog. I bet you feel like all your Christmases have come at once after that final corner. It looked like it was a done and dusted result. Howard taking the victory, just had to, you know, get it through the final corner fighting, and then gets up high, can't turn the car in, and, well, you said thank you very much and made your way through the gap and took the victory.
Yeah, it was. He definitely made it easy for me on that one. You know, it's close on points, so we'll see what the end result is. But close race and a good race.
We were following it the whole way through between yourself and Mikolajczyk, where you were. Adam was giving us updates on, you know, what it meant for the championship, and I mean, ultimately, to stand any sort of chance, you needed to come out with a victory, and you had a real race-long battle with Jimmy Howard, where yourself and him was, you know, it'd be advantage you, then advantage Jimmy, and I mean, a couple of times we saw you getting a bit caught out on the restarts. Was it just a bit of unluck, or just trying to nerves kicking in and trying to make sure you had everything right?
Probably a little bit of both. You know, definitely wanted to make sure I didn't mess up on my own and ruin the chances that way. So tried to make sure I kept everything in order and played it safe. You know, I'm not exactly sure what line's the best line. Just kind of the line I was comfortable with. I tried to run that. I know I got close. Tyler behind me a couple times, and yeah, a couple guys in front. But yeah, it was very tense, very exciting.
So I know Adam, I can just see in our Discord at the moment, he's got the abacus out and he's trying to work it out and come to a conclusion of who's got it second place between yourself and Mikolajczyk. Adam, I'm just bringing you in. What's the latest? What does Josh's victory mean, and Mikolajczyk finishing in 4th?
Yeah, so I have a. We're looking here, and Jonathan Grabowski just sent a chat, so I apologize. But yeah, I do have an army of admins back there crunching all the numbers right now. Thank you to Robert Schwinkler for doing this. So Paul Mikolajczyk and Josh Clog did tie in points, but due to the amount of second place finishes that Josh Clog has, neither one of them, I don't believe, looking here at Josh, let me find you. Josh does have a victory as well. Paul Mikolajczyk did not take a victory at all this season, so Josh Clog does come home in second place in the championship.
Oh wow, that was super close.
Yeah, you guys both tied. Cameron Peterson with 400 points, Mikolajczyk 301, Josh Clog 301, Jimmy Howitt takes 4th with 286, and Jake Ham with 250 rounds out the top 5.
Wow.
There we go.
All right.
Josh, second place.
What a season.
I mean, it has been. But I'm guessing, you know, tonight's definitely going to be up there with your highlights from the season. Any other favourite moments that you've had across the last 16 rounds?
All of it in general. It's just fun to be able to go between the different types of racing, even if it's cars you're not exactly familiar with. You know, once you run them a little bit, you start to get the hang of them, and that's definitely how it's been for me with the dirt midgets. You know, a lot more comfortable than I was at the start of the 4 races, so it's just fun to be able to do that.
No problem. That is Josh Clog. Oh, before we let you go, Josh, anyone you want to give a shout out to at all? Nearly missed off that key part.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fiercely Forward crew, as always, and TC boys. You know, it was a hard fought season, and awesome result.
Definitely well worth it in the end. That's Josh Clog, your victor here today at Volusia, and also picks up second place in the championship.
Thanks, guys.
Now, quick mention of another one of our sponsors for this series, Shears Salon. If you're located in Grand Forks, North Dakota, Shears is Shears Salon. Trust your peers and come to Shears. You can find more about them by heading across to Facebook and searching for Samantha at Shears Salon. Adam, I believe you're standing by with our next interview.
I will be here very shortly. That is the wrong one. We'll talk to you in just 1 second. Tyler, we do have Jimmy Howitt in here now. Jimmy with the second place finish. You know what I'm going to ask you, man. You know it's coming. Did you do it on purpose there on the final corner of the final lap?
Track was just too slick. We should have started off at 65%.
Okay, so I'm not going to push that one anymore. So with that being said, Jimmy, you seem to have the quickest car of the day for the whole race, basically. Until those last few laps, it looked like you and Clog were battling pretty hard. Clog got a great restart on one of the restarts and got in front of you, and then another caution came out, and you were able to get in front of him, but you know, it got to about 0.4 of a second, and then it started to come back down a little bit. Was the track just starting to get slicker, or were you trying to find different lines to run?
Yeah, track was getting pretty slick. I think I just lost a cylinder in the last 2 laps, and I couldn't figure it out, and stuff just went sideways on me.
Yeah, losing cylinders in iRacing. We'll have to talk to them about that. I didn't know that was a new update.
They added rain and they added damage to your engine.
Got it. All right. Well, that's good to know, Jimmy. I think that's all we really. Oh, actually, no, we don't, Jimmy. So we've done the points here. You have come home in 4th place. You take home $50 and some bragging rights there. 256 points. You finished 6 points ahead of Jake Ham there in 5th. Actually, no, you didn't. I'm looking at the wrong sheet. But anyways, you took 4th, man. So. Kind of talk me through your season. Tell me your highs and your lows of this season.
Well, the high was definitely Daytona. You know, car ran perfect, didn't have any cylinder problems, and won that race. The rest of the season, well, it went okay. My goal was just to finish top 5 because I hadn't done that yet in these league races in the season. My goal was to finish top 5, and I did it.
Well, you absolutely did that. So we'll have to see here. Tell me what your future is here. Are you going to run with XSLR there next season? And you're kind of excited for the lineup that came out today. I think the first cars we're running next season is the Silver Crown, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next season. I just have to put it out there that I am a free agent now that I finished top 4. So we'll see how next season goes, if I'm even here. Who knows?
All right, that's Jimmy Howitt there in 2nd place, 4th place in the championship. Congratulations, Jimmy. Anybody you want to thank, anybody you want to shout out before I let you go?
It's my parents for doing the deed and making me.
All right. That was Jimmy Howitt there in 2nd place. I think there was definitely some, maybe a little bit of teamwork, let's say, there to give Josh Clog that win after that interview.
There is no M&E in team. Bye.
Oh, okay. Jimmy Howitt was still here, but yeah, I think there definitely was there a little bit of teamwork. Definitely.
Well, yeah, it seemed to be a little bit occasion, but hey, we see it in real life so often and working together, but even so, what a dramatic race from start to finish. Adam, for the final time this season, I'll let you have the honours, as also, you know, you are the league admin for this league as well, and you can have a chat to Tyler Coates.
All right, so we do have our 3rd place finisher here, Tyler Coates. Congratulations, man.
Hey, thank you.
Tell me about the race. It was kind of touch and go there for you a little bit. We definitely saw you fell to the back, but you were able to work your way back up to 3rd. How tough was it? And really, as the track evolved, is that when it got easier to pass?
You know, I just like climbing ladders.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, so front to back, that was fun. You know, a big field out there tonight, a lot of cars to pass. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Tyler, for making me feel great there with the 7 drivers we had tonight, man. But with that being said, you were able to get back up there into 3rd place. Did you think you were going to be able to take Jimmy there for a second? It sounds like you may have had a problem with this car there on turn 3, where you think you were going to try to take 2nd from him?
Well, I kind of had the same problem there. I think I lost a couple cylinders too on coming out of 4, so he was able to hold on to 2nd.
All right. Well, Tyler, you ended up finishing 7th, I believe, in the championship. Man, I will definitely check to make sure that that's the case. But I want to give a big shout out to you real quick. You obviously are own Nexus Fabrication, and you give all the trophies out and definitely a big part, a big sponsor in this league. So I want to tell you thank you for that, but also want you to tell me, how are the trophies going to look this year? Do you have anything in mind so far?
You know, I'm not sure yet. We're gonna have to come up with something a little different this year, though.
Okay.
Me and Rob are gonna have to get together and come up with a cool design.
Yeah, well, that's hopefully you guys get on that soon. We got some trophies to give out, Tyler, but thank you very much, and congratulations on your 3rd place tonight. Anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to shout out? And you looking forward to next season?
I am looking forward to next season, and I want to thank you for putting this league on. It was a lot of fun. Looking forward to next year.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tyler, for all your time, and we'll definitely talk to you hopefully sometime in the future.
Sounds good. See you.
Oh, whoopsies. That was Tyler Coates there. 3rd place in tonight's race and 7th in the points for the finish. So, well, Tim, I guess I'll go ahead and start this off. I just wanted to say thank you guys to all the Apex crew. Jonathan here in the production booth, and we've had Dennis Branch a few times, and basically been you and me, Tim, for most of the season. And I want to give you a big shout out for everything you do and work in this league at whatever time it is over there across the pond, where your accents are kind of hard to understand. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything you guys have done over here at Apex. And yeah, our league is definitely grown because of the type of broadcast that you guys have put on this season.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, we've had so much drama, excitement, even memes at times. I mean, who could forget the Lotus 79 race at Silverstone, where you said to me, what time does it get dark in the UK? Just before the race started, and I knew it'd be close, but it would definitely be getting dark out there, and by golly, it did. And I mean, all the way to the crazy racing that we've rounded out the series with in the midgets. I mean, that's been frantic at the best of times. Who could forget the rallycross section as well? Wow, what some racing we had in that one. Of course, that was the section of the championship where I upset my neighbours, woke them up, as it's currently about 2 a.m. and it was about them me screaming at the action and the excitement and the drama that was unfolding on our screens in front of us. So it's definitely been an absolute blessing, and I've really enjoyed it, and it's been an absolute pleasure working with yourselves and covering this league that's definitely delivered on excitement, drama, and well worth staying up into the small hours to cover it with yourself.
Yeah, I think we definitely got on pretty well this season, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that.
Well, I was going to say, what has been your favourite moment or moments of the season?
All right, so I have to say probably my most favorite moment, the most embarrassing moment as an admin I think I've ever had, is when I started the Lotus 79 race about 30 minutes before the sun went down, and we watched drivers try to drive around the last couple laps in total darkness, complete darkness. Yeah, it made for a laugh, but man, let me tell you, that started some fires there in the XSLR Discord. But definitely, I think my favorite moment of this season came last race, actually, when you were talking to Trey Garst, who is a real life sprint car driver, and you asked him how he got on in his the weekend prior when he was driving his actual sprint car, and he had no idea what you were talking about, and I had to mute my mic. I was crying laughing. So yeah, that was a pretty good one for me.
Yes, that was definitely an interesting one, and I know we've despite us both nations speaking English, we've definitely had a few crossovers and mixed translations of different terminology that you guys use across the other side of the pond. But no, it's been absolutely epic, and I've got to say, I sent your Silverstone race to a good friend of mine, Paul Red Eye Challenger. He's a massive guy in esports and lots of multi-million-pound broadcasts, and he found it absolutely hilarious. And I know everyone else who's seen it has found it hilarious. So it's definitely been interesting. But of course, let's look forward to next season. We've got the last couple of minutes left of the show. What's in store? Have you come up with the new format going forward? What cars will be racing?
Yeah, we actually do. I'll get to the schedule here. So next season, I did lie to Jimmy. So we are starting at the Nürburgring GP. We've got 4 races in the Aston Martin GT4. Then we're heading on to the 410 winged sprint car. So we're gonna ditch the little short guys here, the midgets, and get back up into the big people class there in the 410. We went from the littlest to the biggest car there in the dirt sprint car section. And then following that up, we're going to have the silver crowns around the ovals, which should be that should be something to behold. A lot of short tracks. We got Martinsville and Milwaukee in there with Texas and Homestead as well. And then for the final 4 races, we're going to go back to the dirt road, and we're going to run the VW Beetle Light around the Pro 4 tracks, Wild West, Crandon, Bark River, and Wild Horse Pass.
Wow, sounds absolutely fantastic. And if anyone wants to join the league, how can they do it?
Yeah, if you go to CrossSeriesLeagueRacing.com, or if you search up Cross Series League Racing on Facebook, you can find us there, or you can just search my name, my Discord, which is Adam Thompson #. I'll get back to you with that. But yeah, you can go to Facebook.com/XSL Racing, and that would be the easiest way. Just hit us up right there, and we will get you guys into the league. Obviously, I have to have an iRacing account as well as a wheel, and you guys will be good to go as long as you guys got those 2 things.
Lovely stuff. And wow, we started all the way back with the drama and the excitement of the NASCARs in 1987 variant, and then moved on to the excitement of the Lucas Oil Road Pro 4 trucks on the rallycross tracks that brought excitement, drama right from start to finish. And then of course the Lotus 79 cars that just, well, grip, a real contrast to what we'd experienced previously, and drama and excitement yet again. And then, wow, rounding things out with the midgets that fought and were fast and frantic and all over the place at the best of times. And we've had drama right up into the final corner, the final race of the championship, and it's been an absolute pleasure for the final time this season. We've had Jonathan Kowalski in the production booth, Adam Thompson, and I have been Tim Cox, and we'll see you soon here at Apex Racing TV.